Imagine walking into a room expecting applause, only to leave with the door quietly closing behind you. That's exactly what happened when Meghan Markle appeared on the Drew Barrymore Show. What was supposed to be a PR win turned into a silent Hollywood warning. And the person delivering that message wasn't a gossip columnist. It was Drew Barrymore herself. Now, Drew isn't just anyone in Hollywood. She's a beloved figure who survived the chaos of child stardom, rehab, and tabloid storms, only to rebuild herself as one of the most genuine personalities in the industry. So, when Drew steps back from someone, people notice. And when Meghan Markle, already facing mounting backlash from failed deals and endless headlines, ended up on the wrong side of Drew's warmth, the industry took notes. Stay tuned, because what unfolded behind those studio lights was more than just an awkward moment. It was a masterclass in how Hollywood quietly turns its back when the vibe goes wrong. At first, everything seemed like it was falling into place. Meghan glided onto Drew's set with the polished aura of someone in the middle of a carefully managed rebrand. She was selling wellness, sophistication, and a vision of the California dream. Exactly the kind of energy Drew's audience usually eats up. Drew, in her usual way, greeted Meghan with open arms, eyes sparkling, words of admiration flowing, creating that safe, cozy atmosphere her show is known for. For a brief moment, it looked like a new Hollywood friendship was being born. Meghan smiled, Drew laughed, and viewers expected a heartwarming interview. But here's where things start to crack. Behind the scenes, whispers were already forming. Not from tabloids, but from the crew, the people who see it all. And according to them, Meghan's entrance came with demands that didn't sit right with the show's vibe. Whispers from the production crew painted a very different picture than what audiences saw. Allegedly, Meghan wasn't just a guest. She was a guest with conditions. Reports claim she insisted on being introduced with a royal nod, something like the Duchess of Sussex or former royal turned mogul. Here's the problem. Drew's show isn't about titles or hierarchy. It thrives on authenticity. Guests drop their guard, share stories, and connect. Titles? They don't matter here. This is America. No bows, no curtsies, and definitely no special treatment because of a crown you left behind. The crew says Meghan's energy shifted the room. Instead of blending into the warm, easygoing vibe, she allegedly treated staff like background props, ignoring production guidelines and speaking down to some team members. Not in a loud, dramatic way, but in that subtle, cold tone that makes people feel small. And Drew? She noticed. Now, Drew Barrymore has been in Hollywood her entire life. She's seen every kind of personality, divas, egos, fakes, and everything in between. She's also known for giving people second chances, but she doesn't tolerate disrespect, especially towards her crew. Insiders say Drew clocked Meghan's attitude instantly. At first, she was just surprised, but as the taping went on, that surprise morphed into discomfort. The laughter felt forced. The energy on set? Office viewers at home didn't quite know why, but they could feel something was wrong. By the time the cameras stopped rolling, the friendly spark everyone expected had burned out. Drew's warmth turned into something cooler. Not angry, not dramatic, just quietly distant. When the episode aired, viewers initially thought Drew was being overly eager, almost trying too hard to bond with Meghan. Some even cringed at her enthusiasm. But then, the whispers began to leak. Crew members talked, industry insiders talked, and suddenly, the story shifted. Drew wasn't overeager. She was blindsided. She had opened the door to Meghan, only to find someone more concerned with titles and image than genuine connection. After the show, Drew didn't post clips, didn't give compliments, didn't say a word. Her silence was deafening. And in Hollywood, silence like that speaks louder than any press release. Behind the scenes, executives started paying attention. Producers, brand reps, event organizers, people who have the power to make or break careers, were suddenly asking the same quiet question: is Meghan Markle worth the risk? This wasn't an isolated incident. It came on the heels of failed Spotify deals, Netflix drama, endless staff turnover, and a string of headlines painting Meghan as difficult. Drew's quiet retreat wasn't just a personal decision, it was a signal. Hollywood doesn't like drama that overshadows the work. And Meghan's reputation was starting to look like one long red flag. Then came the wave of social media reactions. At first, fans defended Meghan, but as more stories surfaced about her behavior on set, comments shifted. She came off like she thought she was better than everyone. If Drew Barrymore pulls back, that says everything. The narrative was no longer about Meghan's interview. It was about how she treated people when the cameras weren't rolling. And that's the kind of PR nightmare you can't spin away with press releases. As if the Drew drama wasn't enough, Meghan's lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, took a hit too. What was supposed to be her elegant comeback turned into online fodder. Critics mocked her products for being overpriced and out of touch. Memes flooded social media, with some joking that Meghan couldn't keep a friend, let alone a business afloat. Celebrity chef Jameson Saints even called it the Great Wine Robbery, and the internet ate it up. For Meghan, this was supposed to be the win she needed. Instead, it became another dent in an already struggling image. Drew Barrymore never went public with any harsh words. No tweets, no interviews, no statements. She just stepped back. And in Hollywood, that quiet distance is the loudest rejection of all. Drew has spent decades protecting her career and her brand of warmth. She knows how fragile trust is. One wrong alliance can undo years of goodwill. So she did what she's always done. She protected her space. That silent retreat said it all. This is not someone I'll stand next to. When someone like Drew Barrymore backs away, the industry takes notice. Executives, casting directors, sponsors, they start connecting the dots. The Spotify fallout, the Netflix tensions, the stories of staff leaving. It all starts to look less like bad luck and more like a pattern. And in Hollywood, patterns matter. You can have one bad day, one awkward interview, but if the same stories keep following you, people start to believe them. For Meghan Markle, this moment with Drew Barrymore is more than just an awkward blip. It's a warning. Hollywood doesn't care about titles. It doesn't care about castles or crowns. What it cares about is how you make people feel, both on and off camera. Charm isn't performed, it's felt. Respect isn't demanded, it's given. And the people you treat like props, they're the same ones who shape your story when you're not in the room. In Hollywood, crew members are the invisible backbone of every production. They see everything. Who's kind, who's cold, and who only turns on the charm when the camera's rolling. According to several insiders, Meghan's energy behind the scenes wasn't just off, it was chilling. No shouting, no dramatic meltdowns. Instead, it was that subtle air of superiority, the kind that makes people feel like they're not worth acknowledging. And in a space like Drew's show, where everyone, from the lighting tech to the floor manager, is treated like family, that behavior sticks out like a sore thumb. When those whispers made their way out of the studio, they traveled fast. Because in Hollywood, crew gossip spreads quicker than any press release, and it's far harder to bury. Here's where Meghan miscalculated. She came to the Drew Barrymore Show like it was the red carpet at Buckingham Palace, polished, poised, and full of expectation. But Drew's couch isn't a throne. It's a place where celebrities let their guard down, cry if they want to, laugh at themselves, and share real stories. Instead of matching Drew's energy, Meghan reportedly doubled down on status. That small mismatch, status versus sincerity, turned what could have been a heartfelt moment into an awkward performance. Hollywood noticed. Producers whispered, if she can't adjust to Drew's easy vibe, how will she handle other talk shows? Other sets? The questions kept piling up, and none of the answers were flattering. Here's the thing about Hollywood. It runs on whispers. One bad encounter can snowball into an invisible blacklist long before a public fallout ever happens. After Meghan's awkward appearance, the Whisper Network lit up. Not with open accusations, but with quiet warnings. Event planners started reconsidering. Sponsors hesitated. Even fellow celebrities, those who might have considered collaborating, began stepping back. These weren't dramatic cancellations. They were subtler, more dangerous. The invitations that never arrive, the phone calls that stop coming. In an industry built on relationships, that's how careers slowly erode. Not with a bang, but with silence. This moment with Drew Barrymore didn't exist in a vacuum. It connected to a string of other incidents. Spotify fallout, Netflix tensions, staff resignations, and now a talk show gone cold. To Hollywood insiders, it started looking less like bad luck and more like a consistent pattern. A person who talks about authenticity but struggles to embody it when the spotlight isn't flattering. And when Drew, someone universally loved for her warmth, decides to quietly walk away, the message becomes crystal clear. For Meghan, this isn't just one PR stumble. It's a sign that the industry is watching and its patience is wearing thin. Drew Barrymore's quiet rejection wasn't just about one bad interview. It was the industry saying, we see you and we're taking notes. At the end of the day, Hollywood is built on relationships. One misstep can be forgiven. But when warmth meets coldness, when authenticity meets arrogance, the room remembers. And as Meghan Markle tries to rebuild her empire, This silent fallout with Drew Barrymore stands as a reminder. In Hollywood, every whisper echoes and every vibe counts. Because when someone like Drew Barrymore quietly walks away, it's not just the end of a potential friendship, it's the start of a much bigger conversation.